This video is brought to you in part by Dtek Tools, quality tools, essential support.
Alright, good morning everybody. Today we are going on an adventure down here to Columbus, Ohio. We're going to be working on a packaged rooftop unit. Another company down here says they can't fix the evaporator coil, so we're going to see if we can. We do work for this company in my hometown, and so they have a location down here, and that's why we're going down here to do it. Hoping that, you know, worst case scenario, we can bypass some loops or whatever we need to do to get the cooling back running again. It's on the kitchen. It's a 15-ton unit. New unit is not available right away. Neither is a new coil. So that's the reason why we're doing it. So you always get that question, why you do things? Well, a lot of times we don't do it just for shits and giggles. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna see what we got going on. I have not looked at this. A lot of times we don't do their HVAC. So let's go take a look at it, see what we got going on. Well, let's see what we got here.
Yep, I'm gonna run inside real quick, I'll come up.
All right. So, already been down there in the kitchen, and so they've got all kinds of problems. So they've got a exhaust hood there for the kitchen. It don't work. Got motor issue, and this is 15 tons of pure unadulterated fun. I also got something to show you guys. I need to get my detector. Alrighty. This right here is prototype Inficon D-TEK PRO. I showed this at the HVACR show. This is not released yet for production. However, it is coming available here in I think in a month or two. This right here has got 10 times more pump power than what the Stratus has. It runs in PPM mode, but it has all the strengths of the super mode, and while still being super reactive. Okay, here's some of the problems I've got with this ordeal. I don't have any idea where it's leaking at though. And I don't know if it's first stage, second stage, and from what I'm hearing, it may have bad compressor too. So, yeah, I don't even know what all we're running into here. So we're gonna see if the compressors are running, if both compressors are running, or is it just one? That little tidbit of information was new information to me. Okay. The little one here is running, and it's cold. The big one feels kind of neutral on both sides. So the condenser coil is aluminum, and it's really windy out today. Oh, as big and fabulous as this is, they don't even have CXVs on these. These have orifices. Super duper. Let's see if we even got any refrigerant in this thing. I'm going to be getting some field piece gauges, believe it or not. And I am going to be getting another set of Field Piece Pros, which I've been starting to use those lately anyway. Kind of just shying away from the Testo stuff. Tired of the connectivity issues, and then when you tell them, hey, you gotta get rid of some of these refrigerants, and then they don't even bother to listen to your feedback. Yeah, that's what it is, bud. Is what it is. Okay, so we got 9 pounds of pressure on it. So she's starting up here. Main pump, test. Green LED, blue result. Okay, boom, ready to go. That's pretty fast. I doubt I'm gonna find anything with this pressure, but look at that. Now, if I find a leak with 8 pounds of pressure on it, and with the wind blowing as hard as it's blowing. All right, so we got a little bit of liquid we're gonna dump in here. We'll put a little bit on the high side and low side both. We'll dump a little bit in, then we're gonna pound behind it with some nitrogen. Hopefully that way we can get some trace gas. I'll tell you what was crazy. I literally just bled off my hose to make sure I had no air in there. Just 8 pounds of pressure. over here, like this, 8 pounds of pressure. It picked it up over there like in a couple seconds. It's like, holy crap. Okay, let's go ahead and valve off here, and we'll go ahead and throw some nitrogen behind it. I'd love to get some actual trace gas instead of this nitrogen. That way you actually have a true mixture. I'm always worried that the nitrogen's shoving the refrigerant around, causing pockets of nitrogen and not pure refrigerant. So what I try to do in my mind, just add a little bit at a time to it and kind of press it outwards. Let's just see how it does at 75 pounds of pressure first. And this thing has battery life for days. Yeah, we're at 68%. There's something there. These are really low readings. Really low readings. I wish that wind would stop. To make it a little easier, we went right through this way right here. Optional filter's been laying up here for who knows how long. And as you can see, this thing's kind of a mess. So there's something up in here. Problem is the wind's blowing so dang hard, it could be blowing that stuff all over the place. I gotta clean that coil up, it's filthy. All right, so we've got a brush here. I usually use this brush when I have caked on crap like this. It tends to get in there and pull that stuff right off really well. Unfortunately, it's kind of packed in there with the filter crap and everything else. I did bring the ultrasonic. You know, the ultrasonic doesn't work on everything, but there is times when it's a big enough leak or a certain type of turbulence, it will show up really easy. And being this is 3 layers thick and it's every other circuit, it's going to be kind of difficult. So all that oil and stuff that you're seeing there is leaking from above and probably dropping down, and I'm just trying to narrow it down where we got it at. All right, so we're checking with the ultrasonic. We had the blue marks here was where it was the strongest, and then here I am not picking nothing up now. But right up in here, what's going on? She's getting shy. But right down in here, we've got some that I didn't even hear nothing. And you figure the darker, possibly the more accumulation, could be just where it fell down the coil. It's very difficult sometimes because it could be 2 loops over, and you're digging on this side just because you can't get through the blower. Very difficult, very, very difficult. All right, so we got most of the screws out of the top. What I originally done, left it hinged over here, went through there, popped that off, got into there. This is a pain in the hind end. You gotta climb up here to get up to it. Oh yeah, no big deal. I'm sure it won't be no problem getting this back on again. Just pop right on there. This coil, just so you know, why don't you just buy another coil? Not available for 40 days, and it's like, I don't know, $10,000, $14,000. Whole unit's like maybe $40,000. Yeah, it's a big unit. It's not a residential. Sorry. Oh yeah, careful. Drop this into the rubber roof. We're buying them a new rubber roof too. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. There we go. Looks like there might be some build up here. Let's see what we got. And it's windy. My goodness, it is windy. Ooh, daddy. Oh, daddy. Look at that. That's why we're bouncing to 300 down to 0, because that wind. Look at those trees out there. They're blowing all over the place. It's blowing really hard. There we go. Okay, we can't see it bubble very easily with these. It's too big. So I'm trying to hear it with the ultrasonic, and it's right up in here. There's nothing down here at all. That is crazy. It's so hard to tell. It's so big. I mean, the detector, yeah, it's picking it up. But like I said, it's windier than hell out here. I mean, it's 20 mile an hour, 30 mile an hour gusts is going on right now. Looks like it's that one right there. That one's holding in there at 1,000 something. That's where the parts per million comes in handy. Yeah, it's lower there. Come over to this one. 200, 300, 100. Boom, it's this one right here. That's it. That one right here, guarantee it. Something's gotta bubble. We gotta, there we go, boom, see it? Sometimes you gotta put your hand up against it and spray it. Boom. Boom, baby, boom. Looks to me like it's leaking on the bottom of that. Yep. So we're gonna somehow have to cut that thing out of there and fix that thing. So to put it quite simply, bubbles, D-TEK Pro, and ultrasonic. Ultrasonic narrowed me down to a point, but I still couldn't get it. The D-TEK Pro nailed it from the beginning. Wow, unbelievable, unbelievable. I mean, even with it leaking as bad as it is, it nailed it down instantaneous. The Stratus does not even come close on the speed of what that parts per million changes on this. Of course, it's very expensive, but if you need something, well, if you know how much this coil is anywhere from between $10,000 and $14,000 installed, because you know you got shipping and handling, a crane, all that stuff, all adds up. Now everybody's got their own way of doing this. You guys tell me how you do it. I know there's melt it, there's cut it, there's all kinds of stuff. Oh, well there went my pliers. That's great. That's done with those. I wanted to send those back for warranty. Those finally broke. Well, got that one on camera, didn't we? That's nice. I only use these like all the time. Whoop, that went good. Alrighty. So, if I can see where I'm at, it's so darn bright out here. It was somewhere up in here originally, and we brought it down around to here. When I was bending it back and forth, I did pop into this one right here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but right there. So we just put a little smooth coating on that. I ended up just burning away some of the metal. I don't usually do that, but it appears we got it. Most of this here is just pulling them back with the needle nose pliers. I think the needle nose pliers are not only is my Leatherman now junk, but my right here are also junk. So I just use my regular tip. Usually I like my bigger tip. It tends to do, it's more controllable, even though it is a rosebud. But yeah, these have had better days. Whatever, I don't care. That's where we're at. So we're gonna repressurize it and see what we got. Alrighty, so we got one more here up on top on that one right there. Yep, so we're gonna have to cut that crap away and get at that one. Alright. I'm not beyond admitting my mistakes and stuff, and if I do a crappy job or something, I admit it. I'm not gonna, you know, make a big deal about it. I'm just gonna bring it up and show you. So when I was grinding that out, I hit the edge corner of that copper there. Got a big old hole there. So the solution that I've came up with in the past is take a piece of 18 gauge thermostat wire. So whether it be green or brown or whatever, strip it. Clean all your copper up good with your brush, which I use a brush like that right there. Oops, yeah, like that right there. And then we are going to slide that over top of it, and then we're going to braze over top of it. And then hopefully that's the last of it, and we'll see if that gets it. just in case there's some crap on that, we'll go ahead and coat some of this stuff here too. Since it seems pretty weak from the factory. And let me go over that one more time. There we go. So that should be good as new. $10,000, $15,000 coil, or you know, a couple $100 in a repair. It's still hot, so it looks a little shitty. But let's go ahead and spray it, see what happens. Yeah, you got a little bit of that, big deal. This is what it is. All right, so we're scanning the whole thing over and we're not picking up anything. We were pegging out up in here all over the place. And now we're not getting anything over here or anywhere. All right. Go. Truth or dare, truth or dare. It's pure refrigerant. I put in about 75 pounds of pressure of liquid. 75 pounds of pressure of liquid, nothing showing up. Last time we know we heard stuff right in here. We're not even moving. That's residual. Yeah, we were pegging out, you know, 100, couple hundred. We're at 0.1. It's really super fast. They supposedly said it does 10 times the amount of volume of air than what the other one. So normally you got to go like 1 inch a second. This thing, phew, I can go right by and it nails it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Pull vacuum and get it done. So we are pulling our vacuum on both hoses. Got the JB getting it done. They've never pulled it into a vacuum, low pressure switch. We're just going to change. We're just going to get this thing recharged. To be honest with you, it's never sucked it in because of the low pressure switch, and with it being 410A, it's going to cut out probably at 65 psi. Other than that, as soon as that's done, I did bump the contactor, made sure that the compressor ran before I get too far along here, because they were going to replace it if it was bad, but it appears it's fine. So right now we're pulling the vacuum on it. We've got the unit all leak chested. Everything's good on that. So as soon as we get that vacuum, we'll dump in the circuit one holds 11.4 pounds. So as soon as we get that in there, we'll be ready to roll. Actually, I just remembered they got those Crack Daddy freaking filter dryers on there where they come in at 1/2 inch, leave it 3/8 on the other. Yeah, you can some adapters and stuff. Either way, I'm making an excuse. I ain't worried about it. So we're done evacuating. Time to dump this stuff in. All right, so we got it all bled up to our valve core tools. We're gonna zero out our weight scale here, and let's go ahead and let her eat the old liquid. We'll go ahead and we'll check our superheat and subcooling at the compressor, make sure we're not killing it. Surprised it ain't already junk. Okay, so we just checked the economizer and made sure that it's closed. This wind's so bad it just keeps blowing its darn door off. Oh, that's great. It knocked my vacuum pump over, which then knocked oil on the roof. All right, so this is an orifice system. We have a 30-degree superheat, 21-degree subcooling. Coil looks fairly clean, and system appears to be working. We're gonna go down and check temperatures downstairs, but good to go there. Got our mist cleaned up, and everything's looking pretty good. All right, so not usually do I ever have anybody that watches me actually show up on the job site, but there's a guy down here in Columbus who happens to be this guy right here, and that's his company right there. That was not the company that was here before me. He just started here doing stuff. So, but he just wanted to say hi, so I thought we'll give him recognition here while we're on camera. So appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. All right, right before I left, he mentioned that there were some issues with that second stage. Nobody said nothing to me about that. So I'm checking my temperature in the return here, which we've got 82 degrees. Let's go over here to the other side. I added a little to it, and it came down, but damn, it's 82 degrees coming in there. I'm gonna see what we get here on the outgoing. Just put it in there, but 64 and dropping. 63.
I'm gonna be honest with you, that's stage 1. That's more than half the battle. Shit, dude, I didn't know you played with.
I don't care. I already closed the video out. Now I'm just doing extra. Whether I keep it or not, so I don't know yet.
Yeah.
But no, I don't care. Let's see what we got. Black should be common. 10.7.
Yeah.
12.6. Yeah, 12.6 is my highest one.
Yeah, for a 17.2.
Now that compressor's been changed. All right, guys, so I ain't sure where the thing let up at. I've been bouncing back and forth between the GoPro and the DJI Osmos, and this thing's a pain in the butt to get wide angle because it doesn't really do a wide angle. So hopefully some of the video wasn't out of whack and out of frame. So if it is, sorry about that. But you know, it's hard to tell when it's that much sun shooting on the display. So the guy that showed up and stuff, he was not the original one that diagnosed the coil has not been able to be repaired. That was another company. So this guy had just taken on that account and has just started looking at it. So he was there for some coolers on the inside. And so that's how we got talking, which is always awesome to meet somebody that, you know, does check out your channel and knows who you are and stuff, and then, you know, enjoys it. So that means a lot, and that's awesome. I enjoy that. A lot of people I work with don't understand why I do this, you know, and that's the reason why I like doing it. And then, as you notice too, one of the videos I had to take down. You gotta watch what you say. Anyhow, the superheat came down a little bit with added about 1.5 pounds to it. Is there something wrong with that scroll compressor? It's hard to say with the type of heat coming in at 83 degrees, and we got you know, 56 going out. That's pretty good. Actually, a little higher than what I normally like to see for a package unit, but that wasn't what we were there for. I mean, we were, but we weren't. You know, we weren't going to spend all week there. So everything's working the way it is, and we're good to go. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit a like, leave a comment, and until next time, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.